Hello and welcome to the Democratic Cooking Show, where we prepare some wonderful dishes for all of you voters out there leading into 2020 election. We're going to be going over all types of ingredients and special items that we put on our menu because we cook it up. We cook it up all the time, the best stuff you can ever have. So first on our list, we're going to be cooking up some identity politics souffle, okay? So let's get started, okay? So when you start with identity politics, okay, you want to make sure that you drop a lot of ism in it, okay? Because, see, it doesn't taste right without the ism. So, you start off with a little bit of racism. Let me get a little bit of that. Then we sprinkle some racism in there, okay? And then what's a good identity politics souffle without sexism? You got to drop that in. So you're just a tab of, you know what? Let's go heavy on the sexism. Let's go heavy on the sexism, heavy on the racism. Okay, yeah. Now, there's a couple more isms, but then you want to mix it up sometime. You don't want to just stick with the isms because, that can become a little bit overbearing. You got to water down the isms with some phobias, okay? But before we leave the isms, let's throw some fascism in there, okay? All right? Little dab, just a pinch of fascism, okay? Now, let's see what we got in the area of phobias. Let's see. Let's go with some xenophobia. Now, xenophobia, if you go too hard on it, it could be overbearing, cause you to start coughing and sneezing. So you want to go just light on the xenophobia, sprinkle a little bit of that in there, and then you want to go on the, of course, homophobia. Now, the homophobia is the key to the identity politics souffle. You got to go heavy on the homophobia, okay? Because it doesn't quite taste right if everybody doesn't taste all of the homophobia. So let's get a big handful of that and throw some of that in there because we're cooking it up nice and good for all of our voters, okay? And then, since we're coming along, we're trying something new. And so far, there's been a great reaction, okay? We're going to go ahead and we're going to sprinkle a dab of transphobia in, okay? It's kind of similar to homophobia, but a little different. So let's just go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of that in there too, okay? And then we're going to top it off with something that's one of my favorites, okay? Oh, it's going to sparkle in all the voters' mouths, okay? And that is nothing more than misogyny. Let's get some of that. Here, let me go, the little misogyny. Now, we want to move on. We're going to let that bake for a while, okay? Because, see, we want the gumbo to be really good, okay? All right, so we're going to let that bake. And while that's baking, we're going to go with a bad policy pot roast, okay? So when you're making the bad policy pot roast, okay, you want to make sure that you let it simmer a long time so people can't really see how it's cooking until it comes out. Okay, so now, when you start off with the bad policy pot roast, you want to lay the groundwork with socialism, all right? So you put the socialism right down there on the bottom of the pot, okay? And then you build from there. So, once you got your socialism laid down, then you start layering it with some open borders, okay? So you put your open borders in, all right? And now you got, that flow going in and out, and so that kind of seasons it, and it shows the diversity in the pot roast, okay? And then you want to start surrounding the open borders with a little bit of sanctuary city, okay? Because, see, that right there allows the flavor to sink in and nobody can get it out. Once the flavor's in, you can't get that out. And that's where the flavor goes for kind of like a comfort zone, if you will. We'll use that term for the sake of the pot roast. Now, okay, so you don't want your bad policy pot roast to be flat. So you want to start building it and making it a little higher. And you do that by heightening taxes. So I'm going to drop some heightened taxes in, and you see it starts getting bigger and bigger, And then, okay, what you do is you start building the top part with regulations, bad regulations, okay? We'll sprinkle some of that on, and then we're going to go with the weak on crime, just a little bit of that. We'll sprinkle some weak on crime in there. And then, of course, where would we be without poor education? Drop some more of that in there, okay? Drop some... Oh, you smell that? Do you smell what we're brewing up, what we're cooking up for 2020? Some poor education. And then, of course, you want to go ahead and start just putting it, because you want it to look good. You want the presentation to look good. So you put some regulations on top, okay? Some regulations. And then, of course, you attack the energy You attack the energy source. You launch the war on energy and build that around there, okay? Because that keeps all the antioxidants from coming in, okay? You want to make sure that you're environmentally friendly, okay? So you put that in there, and then you close it up by just smoothing over the top of it with bad trade deals. Okay, just smooth that all over. See how smooth the bad trade deals? No. Don't worry about how it impacts everybody else. Okay, we don't want to. No. See, once you get a taste of this, you're gonna love it. Trust us. So let's get that in the oven. Let that cook a little bit. And now for our dessert, we're going to just bring out some corruption crumpets. Okay. So now, as I go back to my identity politics souffle. Let me get that out, put it here. We're going to sprinkle some corruption crumpets on it. All right, so this right here is my personal favorite, okay? Let's get a little bit of Fast and Furious. Oh, yeah, that's nice. You're going to love this, guys. Wait until we bring this out of the oven for 2020. A little bit of that. And then we're going to get some unlawful surveillance, okay? Because that stuff right there, you get that unlawful surveillance on this, and man, it's going to feel like fireworks just blew up in your mouth. That's what it's going to sound like. It's going to feel just like as soon as you bite it, you're going to be like, oh my God. When you eat this stuff, you're literally going to hear the sound gobble coming out of your mouth. Gobble, 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 gobble. Yeah. And so now, once you get that going, you get a phony dossier. See, it's smooth. You got to put the phony dossier on real smooth, almost to the point where nobody even knows it's on there. It's kind of like it's invisible, but once you bite into it and you start digging around, you'll find out that the phony dossier is inside of there. Oh man, wait until you taste that, okay? And then we'll just go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of fake Pfizer warrant on it. Fake Pfizer warrant, that's good. You smell the, yeah, you gotta take it in. And then to close it up, we go with the uranium one, okay? We'll just spread all that over there, all that uranium one. Yeah, see, that's right there, that uranium one, it seals in all of the corruption crumpets, the flavor. It just seals it all in, okay? So we are so glad that you all out there decided to join the Democratic cooking channel for the night, where we prepared some wonderful dishes for you guys. So for all of the Democratic voters out there, we're excited for you to taste what we've been cooking up for 2020. We were going to go with some other things like, some logic and some reasoning and some real policies and solutions. But we didn't think you guys wanted that stuff. That's the healthy stuff. This stuff right here, it might be a little fattening and hollow. It might even make you a little sick. You might have the bubble guts for about 2 or 3 years. But when you first taste it, boy, you're going to love it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. When you first buy it, you'll deal with the consequences later. Right now, we just want you to look at the presentation, get the smell going in, and get it going down your throat. And then you'll figure out how it feels later once it settles and gets in your belly, okay? So you've been listening to the Democratic Cooking channel, and so we just hope you join us again. We hope you join us again where, we prepare these wonderful dishes for you with no substance, but we don't want to talk about all this stuff. So thanks for joining the Democratic Cooking channel this evening, and we will see you guys, next, year and a half, 2 years, maybe 6, maybe 8, maybe 10. I don't know, whenever we get a chance to get back in power, okay? Thank you for joining. God bless. Now, you see what they've been cooking up for y'all? All right, so for all the Democrats out there that have no policies, that be in that back room stirring it up, trying to come up with stuff to try to win and beat the president, all this stupid stuff, which I'm going to be talking about next Wednesday in Kevin's Corner, live on YouTube, also live on my radio blog talk show. And if you want, you can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on the Twitter. The link's in the bottom. Check out Extreme Tees, okay? You'll love their clothes. Click on the link. And if you put my name in, Kevin, you'll get a discount, 20%. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom to do that as well. Make sure you hit like, share, and the notification button, and subscribe. And we will see you next time in Kevin's Corner. Maybe we're going to have the Donald Trump cooking channel next. Okay, see what he's cooking up for 2020. God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.